This NFL Week 16 Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBET. WynnBET is now live in Colorado, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and Arizona. From boosted parlays to in-game odds on every major sport, WynnBET has what you need to win. Sign up today to receive a $1,000 risk-free sports bet. Download the WynnBET app now or visit wynnbet.com and start winning today. We're also brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is DFS simplified. All you have to do is pick your favorite player over and unders to cash in. Head over to prizepicks.com and use promo code SGP for a 100% instant deposit match. We're also brought to you by Better Fantasy. Better Fantasy is a new free-to-play app that lets you sync your fantasy football league and bet on the head-to-head matchups. Download the app today or just head to betterfantasy.com/SGPN. That's betterfantasy.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by PropSwap, America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Use promo code SGP on your first deposit to receive up to $500 in bonus cash. Head over to PropSwap.com or download the PropSwap app today. We're also brought to you by SoBet. Sign up to bet against your friends and join the social betting revolution at SoBet.io/SGPN. That's SoBet.io/SGPN. And of course, don't forget to download the SGPN app, your home for all of our free picks and podcasts.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer Dog?
What's up, Sean? You know what? We're on a double header. I changed my garb. Unfortunately, I forgot to change Water Jug Sean's jersey. Still rocking the black Brian Dawkins.
Yes, I like it. Midnight Black. Let's go. Yeah, good times and good times for the Eagles, man. 7-7 in the hunt for the playoffs. Like I mentioned on the DFS show, cashed my lock, of course, of them going over 6.5 wins. Easy money, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm pretty stoked about it. Pretty it's good times. Holidays are happening. Bowl season is upon us. Make sure to check out the did a couple already of the college bowl picks podcast, and we got another one dropping later on in the week. And if you're going to any of the bowl games, make sure you go to tickpick.com, the original no fee ticket site, tickpick.com/SGP, and guarantee you the best prices on all of their college football tickets. So much so that if you can find a better price for the same seats, you won't be able to. But if you want to try, TickPick will give you 110% of the difference in purchase price. Again, go to tickpick.com/SGP to check out some of these college football bowl games. And they have tickets for everything. NBA, NHL, they got it all. Ryan, do you have the music?
I always have music, Sean.
Let it rip. Let's go.
SGPN presents Real Men of Degens.
Real Men of Degens.
We salute you.
I think we lost Sean for a second here. Hold on. There we go.
Are you there?
Yeah. Hold on. We're not screwing up Real Men of Degen. I'm kicking off the music. I'm kicking off the music again.
Okay.
SGPN presents Real Men of Degens.
Real Men of Degens.
We salute you.
Abdul Malik McClain, former USC football player. He was arrested Monday on federal charges of allegedly orchestrating a group of college football players in a scheme to claim fraudulent COVID-related unemployment benefits, 10 counts of mail fraud, and 2 counts of aggravated identity theft. I do not know how that works, but sounds like McClain's in a bit of little trouble here. 36 fraudulent claims. were made for these benefits. Applications sought nearly $900,000 from EDD.
Wow.
So, last year he played on USC.
Congratulations. I mean, that's part of being a DGen is that hustle, right?
Yes, exactly. This was last year, pre-NIL deal. Just needed to get maybe that would be hilarious if like the unemployment benefits ended up sponsoring him as his that would be great.
Well,
all right.
It would only be fitting, right? That's the
now that they can actually legally sponsor him, that would be great if he he got picked up. All right, let's do it. Let's talk NFL picks, Kramer. And of course, Real Men of Degens, as always, brought to you by PropSwap.com. Promo code SGP.
All right, Sean. It is Christmas week. We still have. I may have said we don't have Thursday night football anymore. We do have Thursday night football. My bad. It turns out it's between your guy, Mr. Kyle Shanahan, and my guy, Mr. Mike Vrabel, the Titans hosting the Niners. This was -1 for the Niners on the road in the look ahead, Sean. It's now -3.5, -175 on the money line. Titans +155. 44 is the total. What am I missing here? Other than people buying back into this crappy Niners team that they deserve to be laying 3.5 points on the road, short week, Christmas week, Mike Vrabel, Ryan Tannehill, this Titans team. Come on. Of course they win this game at home, right?
Nope. Give me the San Francisco 49ers, Ryan.
Gonna need to call Colby for some aspirin. I think I might be having a heart attack.
No, I mean it's it's one of those things where I mean I'm tired of losing money betting against San Francisco. Much like the I talked a ton of smack on the Titans, and then one day just switched, realized they were tightening up, and went all in on the Titans. I'm going to do the same thing for this 49ers team. They're just they're just firing on all cylinders. As annoying as it is to watch, they can't be stopped as far as running the ball. They're a very physical offense and defense. Kittle is playing out of his mind. I'm all in on this 49ers team. The 49ers lead the NFL in red zone touchdown rate. This is a crazy stat. Since joining San Francisco in 2017, Garoppolo is number 2 of all quarterbacks in third down EPA play, behind only Patrick Mahomes. That's kind of crazy.
I don't even know how to start to wrap my head around how to explain that. But what I would like to say is, listen, bro. Shanahan just had a revenge spot. He showed up well. He beat the crap out of the Falcons, who get beat up by good teams, by decent teams. And frankly, we know what Shanahan is. You don't lay points with Kyle Shanahan on the road. You don't lay 3.5 points with Kyle Shanahan on the road. This man is 12 and 13. 12 and 23 when favored. Sorry, now it's 13 and 20. He's 13 and 23 as a favorite, and it's against a guy like Mike Vrabel, who's going to be like, look at this twerp with his flat brimmed hat across the field from me. I'm not losing to that. I know it's a bit of a bare bones situation for the Titans, but they need one win is going to go a long way for them to kind of seal up a spot in the playoffs. And I like Ryan Tannehill in this dog spot. Look for him to get his legs going as well. Give me the Titans +3.5 at home. You want to do some prize picks?
I'm all in on the 49ers.
Honestly,
let's go.
I don't know what's going on here.
Room spinning for you, Ryan.
It is. It's maybe it's a little hot in here too in this fabulous Lock Dog Tease hoodie I'm wearing. All right, you want to throw your first prize pick prop out there?
Sure. Now I know I just picked the 49ers, but I think they're going to get it done on the ground. I'm going Jimmy Garoppolo under 1.5 passing touchdowns. And of course, these numbers are courtesy of prizepicks.com. Head over there, prizepicks.com, promo code SGP, get that 100% deposit bonus. What's your first one, Kramer?
I completely co-sign that one. I think I actually think no matter how you think this game goes, I think this is a game where they're going to be looking to run more than they pass. I don't expect him to go over the 1.5. I co-sign that one. Sean, who's your second?
My second, George Kittle over 5.5 receptions. Again, the guy's a machine. I'm just leaning into being a huge 49er homer right now, but yeah, Kittle 5-6 catches. It's easy money.
I know you mentioned earlier today because we are doing a Wednesday doubleheader earlier today on the DFS show that you were really hungover. It must be because you're throwing out Kittle, you're throwing out Shanahan. You're giving up on life.
I did take under on the Jimmy G passing touchdown. So I do have that going for me. Last one, give me Deonta Foreman over 46.5 rush yards. This guy's a beast. I mean, it could be the dread effect where he just looks, like a badass because he's got the sweet dreads going. But I mean, he runs hard, and I think they're going to give him a ton of carries too. Coming off a 100-yard game, 46.5 is very doable.
Yeah, I don't mind that angle. I actually haven't given out my second. I thought about going Foreman. Instead, I went Tannehill over 13.5 rushing yards. That just felt silly. He's putting the team on his back. He's going to be running the ball in this one. And then my third, another rushing prop, another over, but it's Deebo Samuel 31.5. I'm done. I mean, obviously this dude's getting carries. And he seems to be efficient with them, so I'm going to ride the Deebo Samuel train, and we'll call that a 5-1 free play right there. Yes. I don't know what loses there. Maybe it's Deebo, but feels pretty strong. The Tannehill, 5. Yeah, sorry, the Tannehill 13.5 yards rushing prop is crazy.
Yeah, he loves running, and I like that angle. Prime time, he's going to be doing whatever it takes to get some rush. A lot of times on these primetime games, I feel like it's a good play to take the QB over rushing yards. All right, Ryan, let's get to the rest of the week. Before we do that, shouting out WinBet. That's right. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet, WINNBET.com. Oh man, they have a sweet offer for new players. Bet $5, win $400 on I think it has to be a -120 favorite or more. So again, really good chance of hitting that and scoring a bunch of free play. Again, I am in love with the parlay wheel. You lay down a sweet parlay, and why would you not be laying down some sweet parlays? Hopefully, you put the Saints in a parlay last week, and you can cash big. WINNBET.com. Bet big, win bigger with WinBet. Let's go, Kramer. What do we got?
Real quick, while I'm still ISO'd on water jug, Sean, we're gonna.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
For that scam. I mean, the chat is on fire. Colby is my dad 420 over on YouTube, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Very upset. You forgetting it's Scamahan, as he's pointing out. Sean, come on. You love to hate guys who you can rhyme with scam and give them a sweet, sweet nickname. Christmas.
I'm turning a new leaf. I'm trying to throw my, my cooler action over on the,
Well, you know what it is. You didn't like it when that listener told me I was the heel of the show, and so I think you're coming for that belt. Moving over to Saturday, Christmas Day football. What could be better? Compliment. It goes really well. I guess some people watch NBA on Christmas Day, Sean. But for me, 2 games of football just fine. Cleveland heads to Green Bay at 1:30 on the West Coast. This line is 7. Packers laying it. -330 on the money line. Browns +270. 44.5 is the total. Man. I mean, I don't know what you do with this Cleveland situation, but it doesn't seem like, I know they need this game, and I know you're going to say it's a must win, but boy, it really seems like Cleveland has Pittsburgh on deck. And they hate Pittsburgh, and then they have Cincinnati after that. And I think a lot of their playoff hopes are going to rely on those 2 games. And I wonder how healthy they're. I mean, it's hard to bet this game Wednesday, December 22nd. All I know is Green Bay's going to my teaser. That's the handicap on this one. Green Bay's going in the teaser. Green Bay is dialed in. I guess they could lay an egg here, but I just don't see the motivation angle for Cleveland.
Yeah, and Packers are trying to get that 1 seed. They're going to be super motivated. I mean, they have the Vikings on deck, but I don't see that being really a much of a look ahead spot. They got Bakhtiari back finally, and that should be helpful in blocking Myles Garrett. I can't really, I just can't trust this Browns offense to go on the road and put up any sort of points. I mean, I know it was Nick Mullins last week, but still, I think it's just their offense is too one dimensional. It's just Nick Chubb, and
was Nick Mullins the problem?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if it getting Baker back is going to be a massive upgrade from what we saw to Nick Mullins. I just think they struggle to put up points. It's pretty simple. And give me Green Bay -7. The number's a little big, but Green Bay also too dominant ATS this season, coming off a rare win, no cover for them against the Ravens. So I think this is a great get back spot for the Packers. -7 feels pretty good.
Yeah. And, funny enough, sitting in third place after those Packers and those Cowboys in the ATS record is the Detroit Lions. So big, they're tied with a couple teams, but round of applause to the Detroit Lions for holding down the podium spot right now for ATS record. I mean, come on, we don't hate the Lions, and that's why. Like, the Lions aren't the Jags because they cover the spread. The last thing I'll throw out, this is a very lopsided game for good reason, I think, but Packers are getting a ton of the action and the money. But yeah, like I said, Green Bay definitely going in the Christmas Day teaser. Indy, the nightcap, 5:20 on the West Coast, 8:20 local time. Oh, I'm sorry, 5:20 local time. Does Arizona have? Is it 6:20 in Arizona? They might not be observing daylight savings. Colts take the road, head to the Cardinals, head to Arizona, where this was -4 on the look ahead. Arizona would be a close your eyes special, Sean, but it's now -1. They're favored, so not a close your eyes special, but still 3 points of line movement there. That's crazy. -120 on the money line. Colts +100. 49 is the total. Other thing, and we were kind of talking about this pre-show, but does Carson Wentz get up on Christmas Day, or is he a little more concerned about not wanting to show up the good Lord and outduel Saint Nick potentially on Chris? This is a tricky one. This is a tricky handicap for me. Because the simple side of it is just simply they beat the Patriots, huge letdown spot. Meanwhile, Cardinals got embarrassed by Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions. Is there any other play but Arizona -1?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'll go Cards -1. I am worried that we may have to dust off the old Cliff Kitchens nickname. We got 10 wins. He was figuring out ways to win without Kyler, and then that was a very Cliff Kitchens performance there. Against the Lions, losing in Detroit. So now, they got to throw everything at this Colts team. And you're right. I think it's a massive letdown spot potentially for the Colts. And obviously they're just going to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor a bunch. The Cards defense, I mean, with the exception of losing to the Lions, the Cards defense has been playing pretty good. I like a bounce back spot for them. I think because it's Christmas too, it won't. Cardinals have a similar issue as the Chargers, where opposing teams fans show up a bunch. I don't see that happening because it is Christmas. So I think a lot of Colts fans won't be traveling to this game. I did come across this nugget though. Carson Palmer said Kyler Murray's leadership deficiencies are concerning, which is it's pretty rare. You see like a former player taking shots like that at Kyler Murray. I think this is going to be a nice bounce back spot for the Cards, and they need this game. I guess you could obviously, Colts need it as well, but it really feels like a letdown spot for them. And I think these Carson Wentz turnovers are eventually going to cost them. I mean, if New England doesn't get that punt block for a touchdown, good chance New England gets that victory.
And I think a couple things. One, to your point, I think the Cardinals defense versus the Colts offense is an interesting matchup, and Carson Wentz making mistakes is always on the table. I think the angle with Kyler not being a good leader. I mean, you watch the commercials with him. He's clearly awkward. He's clearly your modern kind of millennial who is more comfortable interacting behind a keyboard or with emojis. Like I'm joking, but I'm also being dead serious. Like if if Kyler Murray is not a leader, then I think the last game, the little nugget we extract is you look, because obviously we're paying attention to the COVID list, and we look to see who wasn't there last week, and it was center Rodney Hudson. What does that tell you? That tells me that dude might be the leader of that offense, and him not being on the field made a material difference to the way that they played. And then Sean, what did we say to our? They looked out of sync. We said they looked like they were out of sync. Now, could a center meet all of that? I don't know. If he's the alpha dog and he's the guy that keeps everyone on their P's and Q's, maybe. Now, will he be back this week, Sean? I don't know if you have a Rodney Hudson COVID update. I don't. He's been on the list for a while now, so I'm assuming we know whether or not he's vaccinated, unvaccinated, and he even has a chance to come back. But
yeah, it's rare they miss 2 games. So usually, if you miss that first one, you'll be back for the next game.
You then add in just what Indy just did, and I think I've already called it out, but I think that's a massive win, right? Like Jim Irsay, like the word on the street is that he cares a fucking ton about beating Robert Kraft, and inside the building. Like that was a big deal. So there's a clear and obvious letdown spot here. And then, back to the Carson Wentz net. Like, is he going to be real busy, like planning some sort of activity after the game? Like, again, not joking.
He's going to be busy doing a photo shoot with him and his wife and matching Christmas PJs with their dogs.
So yeah,
he's a fucking dork.
So you got, again, Arizona is the only side I can look to.
Yeah. And I do think, as much as we give Cliff grief, I think an extra week to figure out how to get the offense going with no DeAndre Hopkins, I think that will help them as well. And it would have been a close your eyes special if they were getting points. So yeah, I think this is a massive bounce back spot for them.
Well, and the line move, I mean, on top of 3 being a big look ahead line move, for it to be 3 across, like from 4 to 1, there's just too much. I mean, last week we saw it, Sean. Denver, the Cincinnati game moved from +3 to -2, 5-point move. What happened? You took Cincinnati because it was better value. All right, moving to Sunday, Tampa heads to Carolina, where the Panthers are 11-point home dogs, +400 on the money line. Similar looking spread to last week, but it's not the Saints this week that the Bucks have to play as -500 favorites. 43.5 is the total. I don't know if I said -11 again. I mean, this is we're kind of hitting like narrative plays we always play. They just happen to be correlating a little bit with the chalky play as well. Obviously, everyone's going to be on the Tom Brady bounce back narrative. We discussed this in DFS. If Antonio Brown is back, extra love because that's one of his dudes. And I don't know what you make of the Le'Veon Bell news, but Carolina is like, they're literally that insect that is sliding into your toilet. Like you flush the toilet, it's trying to swim to the sides, but it can't get a grip. And their season, the coach, I think everything is on the table for being able to being resettable. Bucks need this bad. Bucks roll.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks got shut out at home. I mean Brady is going to have a massive chip on his shoulder, although he doesn't eat chips. So maybe it's like a big bowl of like unsalted guacamole that he got from some farm to table place. I mean, really, my handicap for this, it's almost less like the Bucks bounce back, which I like that angle. But to me, I mean, this says it all. Panthers head coach Matt Rule says Cam Newton will start this week versus the Buccaneers. That's all I need to hear. Lock it in, throw all your notes out the window. We have been given a gift by the gambling gods, and it is Cam Newton every week. This is also a great addendum to the sentence. Sam Darnold has been cleared for contact and will also get some playing time. So they're going to be alternating between Cam Newton and Sam Darnold, and you're going to take the Panthers.
That worries me. Sam Darnold against this passing defense. I'm not completely.
Darnold was pretty bad,
but yeah, I mean, I think the rushing angle, like too, they have to pass.
Yeah.
Now the counter argument is simply that maybe the Bucks are struggling without their receivers, and the Panthers seem to have a good passing defense. But
Yeah, but
I'm not
I think Antonio Brown, assuming he plays, he's going to be in a good spot. I think Gronk's going to have a massive game. I don't know anyone on Carolina that can really guard Gronk. Yeah, I think it's a great spot for him.
And that's the scary thing is I don't know anyone betting on Carolina either. So
No.
you know, again, we're on a very public side.
What could
there.
go wrong?
Giants head to the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles are up to -10, -470 on the money line. Giants +370, 40.5 is the total. I mean, what's the case for the Giants here? A lot of quit in that situation. They do like beating the Eagles though. A lot of quit though.
Yeah, they like beating the Eagles. Fortunately, won a couple in a row here, and yeah, I mean, well, not the Giants. I mean, in the rivalry, you've won a couple in a row.
Yeah,
obviously, Giants don't win a couple of games in a row. That would constitute a winning streak. Not really a common thing that happens to Ryan. Are you ready to say Ben McAdoo is a better head coach than Joe Judge?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
I mean, it's just not. It's no contest. Absolutely no contest.
That was better. McAdoo got them to the playoffs, though, right?
But also kind of was the beginning of the end, right? He was also the coach that orchestrated the boat trip. That there was just that whole everything from that. We need to get rid of Shepard. He's the last tie to that. Everything else is washed clean. So let's just. What else is there to talk? Should we talk about the 15 other games? I'm sure people don't.
No, I got more.
Okay.
Eagles coming off, they put up 519 yards of offense, and that was without their guards who should be coming back off the list. Nick Sirianni is in the protocol, unfortunately. So I think he has a chance to be there game day. If not, that's going to be a pretty big blow. Also interesting little nugget here. Miles Sanders, most touches this season without a touchdown, 155. Nobody else is more than 75. So I think he's due in a big way. Played him at DFS, and yeah, I think he's going to have a nice game. I mean, who's your starting quarterback, Ryan? We haven't even talked about that.
No, I mean, assuming it's Jake Fromm, he showed a lot more in that couple. What are you waiting for? Why are you bringing this up? I'm going to get all hot. Why did I have to go through 3.5 quarters of Mike Glennon before you threw Mike Fromm or Jake Fromm out there? Fromm at least had a little energy. He was trying. Again, Mike Glennon is a fucking pencil with a helmet on. I sound like Colby here, but he's worse than a lawn chair because he's not going to be something you can unfold again and use again. He's just going to snap like one of those number 2 pencils we used to toss up into the ceiling in school. How is this team not in auto fade? They have averaged 1.6 and change touchdowns under Joe Judge.
Yes. Again, that's why McAdoo is a better coach.
No, that's not. Joe Judge is slipping. He's slipping, but Ben McAdoo, he was the orchestrator of the beginning of the end. So I don't like that.
I'm taking Eagles -10, obviously, but again, I think our offensive and defensive line will have a field day against the Giants. But Ryan, sounds like you're not taking the Giants.
I mean, how can you take the Giants at this point? Auto fade. Give me the Eagles. You tried to talk me off the Eagles last week. They're covering machines. I want money.
Come on, Ryan, take the Giants. Come on.
No, I'm not taking the Giants. If I wasn't so goddamn wrapped up in Christmas and the holidays, I would have cleaned out my locker already. I'm not happy right now.
Colby is my dad 420 saying Minshew needs to start. Minshew is a better quarterback than Hurts. Dude, what game did you watch last night? Hurts had a great game. I mean, that one fumble, yes. The interception of Goddard was not his fault at all. That was like some freak weird play. But other than that, 20-26, 296 yards passing and 3 touchdowns, ran the ball well. Like what are you talking about?
He looked all right.
He looked good. What are you talking about?
30 points. That looks good. Chargers head to the Houston Texans. Texans are +9.5 at home, +340 on the money line. Chargers -430, 45.5 is the total. I mean, Houston just did what they do. They look really good against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and now they can go back to being the team they usually are, which is a team that just gets beat up. And I think the Chargers just got completely boned in that last game. Like, how did they not win that game? So I think just from a perception angle, Houston just had a nice big win. Chargers lost the game they almost certainly should have won. I'm laying the points here. The look ahead was 10.5. We're getting a nice juicy 1 point of good line value there. I'm laying the points here. I think this is a good, as you mentioned, the DFS show, maybe a week to target the Chargers in fantasy. But also it's a good week for us to remember that the Texans are just, they're amazing at getting their ass kicked. And need I tell you that they've just owned the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've now won 8 straight. So what happened last week was just them playing the Jags. That's all. So just like you would fade the Lions after they have a big win like that, the Texans, they took care of business. We were telling you all off season, this Texans team is not going to finish last in their division, Sean. We have to pull up the, oh man, we're going to be hit. We're definitely going to hit one of those.
Oh yeah.
But
100%. Cause I think I had, well, I'm pretty sure I need Tennessee to win because I had Tennessee, Colts, Texans, Jags exact finish I gave out. That was like 40-1 or something crazy. And that's looking pretty good, especially if the Titans can sneak out a victory. And me picking against them means they certainly will. All right. Geez, I know where your head's at. I want to take the Chargers -9.5 as well.
And they're on the road.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'm worried about though. No Joey Bosa. He is he's out for the game. So that kind of that really makes a difference. He's essentially their TJ Watt or sorry. What's the I'm sounding like an old man. What's the kid in Pittsburgh's first name? Is TJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. TJ Watt. He's their TJ Watt. He dominates defensively and really helps his defense. The other thing is like the Chargers will let you run on them. And I don't know if that really is what Houston does best, pounding the rock. Davis Mills looks competent, but again, you nailed it. They're coming off a big win, AKA an actual win. And I think it's a huge letdown spot for them and Chargers extra rest as well. I don't know how's that trend been looking. I think that's kind of slowly turning around, right?
It's probably like not worth looking at in a handicapping sense.
18, 13-1 ATS. So not horrible, but again, it's more just about Chargers on the road. I think they're going to be able to put up a bunch of points against Houston. And I have trouble imagining Houston competing.
And late breaking news from after we started the show, Brandon Cook's now also on the COVID list. Okay. So something to track there. All right. Next up.
Oh, that's and then that's interesting because if I do end up playing a Herbert stack, who do you think is the bring back for Houston there?
You almost
like Jordan
want
Akins
Cooks to play. I mean, it depends. If you're stacking him with 2 receivers, I almost think you ignore the tight end thing and you bring him back with like a Nico Collins or Rex Burkhead. You saw the way they were checking down to him. That might be a fun angle. But yeah, I mean, the Houston offense could also just look like hot trash this week. I mean, let's not forget that Brandon Staley at times has deployed a defense that has confused teams. So maybe
and Jake Paquin, friend of the program, throwing out Nico Collins in the chat. He's always fun to play. I don't know how as far as like guys in the 3,000 range that could really pop off. I wouldn't be mad at a Nico Collins play.
Yeah, early in the week I would have done that before the news. He'll be a popular play now, I bet, or a more popular play. Next 10 a.m. game, Detroit heading to Atlanta. The Falcons are laying 6. Sean, this is absolutely amazing. A team with a negative 126 point differential, best for worst in the league, or I guess worst for best. -250 on the money line. Lions +210. Lions, by the way, are 3 points behind in the point differential game at -123.
That's
Lions
insane.
Lions. So the worst 2 teams in point differential, and one's laying 6 points. Lions +210. 42.5 is the total. Sean, we might as well smash the. Because 1 week after watching you go through the roller coaster that is betting on Matt Ryan, I am coming back to that window and saying, yes, please. And twice as much, because there's no pass rush here. I'm not worried about that. Jared Goff, they're celebrating. COVID list is confirmation that they're celebrating that win. And like I gave it out last week, but the point differential thing, they're now 0-5, the Falcons, against teams with winning records, minus 119 points in those games. So the rest of the games they're only -7 and they're 6-3. They can play well against bad teams. Detroit happens to be one of the worst. So, and like I mentioned earlier, they're number 3 in ATS. So they're due for a little ATS regression. If you dive deeper into them being a good ATS team, you'll see they're actually only 2-3 against shorter numbers. It's really the big numbers, 7 or more, that they cover at a 7-2 clip. So there's too many reasons to come back to the Matt Ryan angle. And Sean, I hate to bury the lock at the end of that. I don't know how this isn't a lock.
Yeah. And we saw Detroit after a win last time, and then they went and got their ass kicked in Denver. I don't see how this isn't a similar matchup here. And yeah, Matt Ryan sucks, but again, he's going up against Jared Goff, career game for Jared Goff as far as him looking decent. I think, I struggle to imagine Detroit kind of getting up for this game at all. It's a day after Christmas. Your season's been over for a long time. Now you have to go on the road after you just won a game. Like I just don't see them getting pumped up for this game at all. And Atlanta -6. How could you not take Atlanta? That again, this is the only thing that scares me here is who is betting Detroit and why.
Swift and Jamal Williams off the COVID list, so he's going to be back, and I guess Swift could practice. I don't know, if you're Detroit, you have to start wondering if maybe you don't need to put Swift back on the field this year. I don't know, like that's got to at least be crossing their minds. So. Last thing to throw out for this game, Detroit is the public team right now. So 70% of the tickets.
All right.
So
that's insane.
I mean, Atlanta could be a crafty, sharp play like Sean and myself. 10 a.m. Baltimore, Cincinnati. This game was ugly last time. Bengals absolutely beat that ass. This time -2.5. -140 on the money line. Baltimore +120. 44.5 is the total. Harbaugh revenge angle certainly matters.
Yeah. Do we know if I'm assuming Lamar is playing? Although, I mean, is this line that different if it's Huntley or Lamar? I mean, it would probably be reflected in the line, but I mean, Huntley looked really good.
Huntley looked good. Huntley looked good. Huntley looks like the goddamn Ravens know how to pick quarterbacks, because he's playing. The team is playing better when he is out there. Over the last, small sample size, but over the last like 7-8 games, you look when it's been Huntley, you look when it's been Lamar, and the Huntley time is when they're scoring all the points. And so I don't know what happens to the line. If I think this means Lamar's playing, I think we expect Lamar to play, or at least we have optimism that he's going to play. That being said, why would we think this game is going to be any different than last time? They don't have any, like, the defensive back situation was probably better back then than it is now. This Bengals team isn't exactly riding high. Like, that was the crescendo. That was the peak of their season. They've slipped since then. They need to get back to that. So I think this will be a very focused Bengals team. I worry because Harbaugh's a great coach, but how many times? I mean, this dude's losing a lot of close games this year, Sean, and that's the difference. Yeah. So,
well, no, they were winning a bunch of close games, and now they're, hashtag regression to the mean, hashtag positive regression. It seems to be flipping on them, and they've lost their last 3 games by a combined 4 points, which is kind of an insane stat. You give them +2.5 in any one of those games, and they cover. That's kind of what scares me, and also it's not that easy to sweep a division opponent.
It's
Baltimore. What's up?
It's horrible. That's what scares me.
Yeah, I'm actually going. I mean, you laid out a good case in the defensive backs and everything, but I'm actually going Ravens here. I think they're going to be dialed in, and I think again it's a revenge game in division. We see that all the time in the AFC North. It's just a real crapshoot. I'm going to take the team getting 2.5 points, and I really like it if honestly if Huntley doesn't play, or sorry, if Lamar doesn't play, and you can get like a 3.5 or 4. I really like it, but assuming Lamar is going to play, I'll still take Baltimore plus 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think what would scare me off of putting a massive bet on the Bengals is I also like Baltimore teased. This all like I that's the other side of this. I look at that as like, well, how is that the second leg of my tease? Even though I like Cincinnati minus 2.5. Excuse me. All right. Anyway, outside my mind, back onto the sheet. Rams, Vikings at home +3, +130 on the money line, -150 for the Rams. 49 is the total. Kirk Cousins in prime time. What the fuck? What the hell, Kurt? You're covering. You're all of a sudden you're a big play guy. Sean, I guess this is 10 a.m. This is Kirk Cousins time, and I don't know how we feel about this Rams team taking to the road. But man, a one-dimensional passing attack with the Vikings, with that defense coming to town, bouncing off the COVID. They got the win even in spite of COVID. I don't know. I guess are you on the Rams here? Because it seems like a much easier case to make.
Yeah, I mean, I keep going against Kirk Cousins, and he keeps. I mean, Kirk Cousins in prime time, he's red hot. Ryan, is nothing sacred? Can we rely on nothing? Madison looks like he's going to be back off the COVID list. I don't know how much that moves things. And Rams on the road favorite off a Tuesday night game. I don't know. That's a tough spot.
That's the part where it's like situationally, I don't love this. I don't love this situation for the Rams. I don't love this.
I'm actually gonna. I think Warren Sharp had the nugget, but teams, like basically last year, the teams who had games adjusted, those whatever it was, like 6 teams, they were 1-5 the following week, and I think that's gonna. I think the Rams could fall to that. So I need Minnesota to lose for the wild card race, but Minnesota +3 I think is the right side here. And we've seen this Rams team, I don't know, like teams they should put away, they don't. And also I do think the Matt Stafford pick 6 fever could be coming back. I don't know, like that random run where he had 3 pick 6s in a row. I think something might be happening. Like it feels like he's due for some big time interceptions here.
Yeah, I mean, you have that too. You have the Zimmer familiarity.
Zimmer knows how to coach. Zimmer knows how to game plan against Stafford. I think that's going to be big. And Dalvin Cook, I think, really can change a game. I guess you would, kind of come back with, well, they can put, they can put their stud cornerback on Justin Jefferson there. So maybe that slows down their passing game. But I think this is going to be a Dalvin Cook game. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets a ton of yards. And coming back to the Tuesday road game, I mean, Rams have a bunch of old players too. Like, they're not like a young team by any means. And Matt Stafford's back. I mean, not meaning like Matt Stafford's coming back, but Matt Stafford's back, like his actual back. That couldn't feel good playing that game on Tuesday and now having to play a game on a Sunday here with the holidays. It just feels like a lot of travel for a guy who has back issues. And I think we're going to see some of that pop up in this game. So yeah, give me the Vikes +3.
I love your angle. Give me the Giants +10. You got to move that pick over. We got to fade the Eagles, just like we're fading the Rams here. I mean, come on. You nailed it. It's a short week, and this
They're
one
an old team too.
The Vikings one it's an ultimate like rat poison spread. It seems trappy, and I confirmed it. 90% of the tickets on the Rams. Come on.
Yeah,
like it's going the wrong way for that to be true. All right, Jacksonville heads to New York. By the way, we're both on the Vikings, if that wasn't clear. But Jacksonville heads to New York, where the Jets are favored. Sean, the Jets are favored by 1 point, minus 120 on the money line. Jags plus 100. 41 is the total. The Jets are favored in a football game. Get the fuck out of here. Give me the Jags. They just get their ass beat by Houston. Now they get to have that Urban Meyer's gone celebration against the Jets. Huge James Robinson game.
Have you seen the Jets COVID list? It's insane.
Yeah, there's that too. Why are they favored?
Yeah, well, because the Jags are the worst team in the NFL. 15 Jets are out due to COVID, including Robert Saleh, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, Vera Tucker. And that's where things get wonky too. When you start losing like a bunch of linemen, oh man, I don't know. But Zach Wilson has moments where he's looked slightly better. Someone had this nugget. His 6 pre-injury starts, he had 4 total touchdowns, 9 turnovers. In his 4 post-injury starts, 5 total touchdowns and only 3 turnovers.
Oh.
So somehow getting injured made Zach Wilson better. I don't know. Like I like Zach Wilson better than Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Trevor Lawrence. I keep going back and forth with guys in the Eagles thread. One of the guys we're friends with, he's just a massive Jalen Hurts hater. And so I'm like, God, it looks better than Trevor Lawrence. And he's like, you would rather have Hurts than Trevor Lawrence. I go, I understand all the potential with Trevor Lawrence, but Ryan, we watch all the games. Like he looks like shit. He looks really bad. I get it. The Jags are a disaster and the Urban Meyer situation was gross and he doesn't have any players around him. But at the end of the day, he wasn't making throws. He was just, he can't throw the ball, like not consistently, doesn't seem to see the field well. Doesn't set his feet, like just basic stuff. He looks really, really bad.
He looks like he has room for improvement. I think having the Urban Meyer like stank slowly rot away, like clearly some of it had to do with that. Like he seems like maybe he was stunting growth a little bit, but I think Zach Wilson's looked worse. Period. Like I hear your case, but at the end of the day, like when I watch Trevor Lawrence, I see a guy who looks like he's trying to be an NFL quarterback. When I watch Zach Wilson, he's still trying to be a fucking like showboat college guy, and he just stands there and he just waits and waits and waits until bam, he gets blown up or his receiver gets blown up or whatever. This is sad, but the Jags were an auto fade until the Jets were a fade. The Jets should not be favored in a football game, Sean.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. It's 1 point. Essentially,
You're crazy.
To pick them.
You're
crazy. The Jets have been frisky at home. I mean, again, the COVID issues. We'll see which of these guys are actually able to play.
I already bet it. Come on.
I'm taking the Jets. They have the better quarterback. Zach Wilson has played better, and I'm going Jets. Let's go. Jets, baby.
Sean, this is just day 1 of the outbreak. Like this game's almost certainly going to get postponed, right?
I have no idea.
Jets, Jags, Tuesday night football.
Colby is my dad. 420 wanted you to throw in a New York money line parlay, Ryan.
No, not this week. The Jags are listen, this year I got the draft order in front of me because I wanted to talk about it for this single game. The Jags, this is the Jags franchise. They win this game somehow. This is the kind of thing they do. They're going to come out. They're going to win a game that's going to fuck up the first pick.
Oh, come on. If there's anyone that can fuck up a first pick, it's the New York Jets. I mean, come on.
Well, the Jets won't have. Well, it will get the Jets closer to having an opportunity to fuck up the first pick. So, all right, we'll take the Jags. Last early game, Buffalo heads to New England, where the Patriots are -2, -135 on the money line. Bills +115, 43.5 is the total. I know where I sit on this, Sean. Does New England get both from Buffalo this year?
It's tough. Revenge game. Reporter asked Josh Allen what he wanted for Christmas, and he said just to go out and execute. That's how dialed in. That's how focused He is. This is weird. Why? Also, why is the spread not 3? That's what I don't get.
I want some execution in my stocking, please.
Yes. Why is this, Ryan? Answer me this. Why is it not New England -3?
Because this time it's not going to be like last game. It was the Patriots plus the weather versus the Bills. Because let's be honest, who was impacted more by no passing in the game? Obviously the Buffalo Bills. This game, I don't think we're going to see that. I don't think we're going to see a 2 versus 1 tag team matchup. So that's where the difference is. Now, why it's not 2.5 versus 2, I don't know. Do I love teasing Buffalo up to 8? Absolutely. Hopefully it doesn't get boned in the same way that the Colts boned the Patriots in my teaser last week with Jonathan Taylor. Just, by the way, he was also clocked as the fastest player in the NFL in a game during that play, taking over the top spot from Tyreek Hill, who I have a wager on to win that at 6-1. Sean, know way too much about the speed stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to be a cold game. It's not going to be a windy game. I think you give the Bills back the ability to pass. I mean, it's like they played with that. Like it's the literal, like his right hand was tied behind his back in the last game. So that's the answer to the question. I like Buffalo. I like Buffalo on the money line. I'd be surprised. I mean, I'd be surprised to see this get to 3 at all this week. I think you're going to see.
Weird. I don't understand why it's not 3, but it doesn't seem like the 3-point default spread for home games is there anymore. They seem to be adjusting it. Also, I'm with you on the Bills. I have inside information that Bill Belichick is under the weather. No word yet if it's COVID, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being COVID and him having to miss the game because he is. My source close to the situation said he was displaying symptoms. So if that's true, then it's tougher to come back in this time frame. So I think there's a decent chance we don't see Bill Belichick at this game, and that's obviously a massive thing for the Bills. And the Bills are going to be 100% dialed in for this game. Not that New England won't, but I really like this spot for the Bills.
Yeah, I might have seemed distracted because I was getting down a little abbreviated schedule with the holidays and everything. I was getting down on some action here. You make the strong case. I mean, maybe you answered your own question as to why the number is already short of 3.
Oh, because they're factoring in no Belichick. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Or maybe
put it this way:
maybe it's more than just Belichick. Like maybe there's like a non-COVID bug going around.
Yeah. Either way, I'm on the Bills. Ryan, before we get to the afternoon games, want to shout out SoBet. That's right. Head over to SoBet.io/SGPN. Get over there, download their app, start challenging your friends and family to sports gambling, right? It's very easy to set up a bet and then you can send it to your friends. You can either to them or send them a link and then they can accept it. You can tie your third party payment options there as well. SoBet is, it's social betting, meaning like, hey, you're hanging around Christmas. Your old man's talking about how he thinks Arizona is going to get the job done against the Colts. You're a big Colts fan for whatever reason. You like the Colts. Send him a little SoBet. Let him put his money where his mouth is. It's social betting. It's you versus the guy across the table. It's what betting's all about. Go to SoBet.io/SGPN, SoBet.io/SGPN. And of course, make sure you also check out Better Fantasy. That's right. BetterFantasy.com/SGPN, a better way to play fantasy. As soon as you sync your league, you'll see spreads, money line, totals, all those things pop up. So you can actually bet on your fantasy football team, little action on top of your action. And if you're already, already been eliminated, it's fun to bet on, the other teams still in the playoffs there. They have free to play games as well for prop bets, Monday primetime action as well. And you can trade it all in for gift cards too. BetterFantasy.com/SGPN.
All right. Afternoon football, 105 on the West Coast. Chicago heads to Seattle where the Seahawks are -6.5. -280 on the money line. Chicago +240. 43 is the total. I mean, this is a quit bowl, right? Which team wants to quit more? Both teams, looking at that draft, they're both sneaking around the top 5 picks. I mean,
well, not Seattle because they don't have their pick.
No, neither team has their pick. That's the most hilarious part. Chicago, of course, owned by the Giants.
You're right.
I don't know. Like this is a very difficult game for me to handicap because on one hand, I see this as a game where Justin Fields could have some success, but I'm more likely to believe the Bears have quit. And I'm more likely to believe that Pete Carroll and his rah bullshit has Seattle showing up in a game they can obviously win. A holiday weekend, Russ, still, he's entertaining roses from other teams, and so I think he's still motivated to go out there and do something. My instincts say take the Seahawks, lay the points. I'm very chalky this week, Sean. I'm just realizing, scary chalky.
I'm going Chicago here. I hate that I keep picking the Bears. I don't know why. I feel like I've locked them up a couple times. Keep picking them a bunch. The Jimmy Graham 2 touchdown angle that should have paid off. He was getting red zone looks. Didn't want to catch the ball, but I'm going Chicago here. I think of all the people in this game, the one that really has something to play for is Justin Fields. He's a rookie. He wants to show out for the new head coach. And I think he's going to be fired up for this game. And Russ is he's out the door. They've locked his first losing season. Seattle's just in a tough spot. I just don't get where you can lay 6.5 right now for Seattle. They are getting Tyler Lockett back. So I do think they'll be able to throw the ball in the Bears, but I'll take Chicago plus 6.5.
I don't think he quits. I don't think Russ. You think Russ has quit?
Yeah.
Oh boy, those are strong words, Sean. I don't know if we can come back from that kind of statement about our guy. I don't know. My instincts just said grab Seattle, so I'm going to stick with it. Next up, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. The Chiefs laying 10. 46 is the total. I didn't write down the money line here because when I was putting down the numbers, Sean, we didn't have anything for this one, so I'm going to circle back on the money line. But while I do that, are you like the Kansas City Chiefs machine is back? Clear favorites to win the conference. No one can stop them. There's a lot of points for Tomlin, but Road Big Ben is reaching all-time levels of you got to get way clear of that situation.
Yeah. I mean, this Pittsburgh team, it's so weird. Just in general, I still don't know how they won that. I'm still scratched my head how they beat that Titans team. They get plays, and that's why I'm on Pittsburgh here, getting double digits. I mean, I know you're taking Road Big Ben, but TJ Watt, that guy gets some turnovers, and I think they'll have some good luck turning over the Chiefs. I think they know Big Ben sucks on the road, so I think they're going to go out of their way to run the ball a ton with Najee Harris. And I think the Chiefs defense was playing really well, kind of fell apart there against the Chargers. Fortunate to get that win. Very fortunate, obviously, to get that cover, but also Patrick Mahomes looked off. Ryan, you were on the narrative of he's got bags under his eyes. Some Chiefs fans reached out. They said it's because he has a new kid. Whatever the reason is, he seems a little off. His accuracy was pretty bad in that Chargers game. I like the Steelers getting 10 points. They're a proud team. They're a good team. 10 points is way too much for Pittsburgh.
And then you also have to sprinkle in all the COVID news going on in Kansas City. It does seem like it could be a lower scoring game. Big Ben. I mean, honestly, I've talked myself into today the idea of playing Clyde Edwards-Helaire as the bring back to a Big Ben stack of sorts, because I could see them getting into a situation where whether they're being blown out or not, them finding a way to get back in the back door because Big Ben don't quit. And maybe Road Big Ben sucks in the first half, but second half Road Big Ben is great in garbage time. So it just feels dangerous because it's also Tomlin. Like how often, like with that just seeing Tomlin stoic on the sideline, like his team's down 21 at the half, just him looking pissed as fuck. So they're about to go in the locker room and he's about to lay into him. My instincts say Pittsburgh loses this game though, so that they can get back on the Tomlin line. and sort things out.
It is dangerous to take them when they're above the Tomlin line.
But I mean, you know, obviously monitor the situation with the Chiefs and the COVID news. These teams that are outbreaking, like it's really hard to want to get behind that situation. Like,
it seems. I don't know. Is Tyreek going to be back? Obviously, that probably doesn't move it the spread a ton. But then also, I saw their kicker is going to be out 100% because he's unvaccinated. So
it's like an upside thing. Like they're not in a best case scenario. Do we still like Pittsburgh getting 10 against a healthy Kansas City team? Probably. I think Kansas City's defense is going to have to get involved to screw this one up for us. By the way, Sean, the money line was plus 270, minus 350 for the Chiefs. All right, next up, Denver. They're heading to last of the 125 late afternoon slots. Denver heads to Las Vegas. Take on the Raiders, where the Raiders are a 1-point favorite, minus 120 on the money line. Denver plus 142 is the total. Oh man. In some ways, I feel like this is an absolute situational. Like we just saw Denver in a bad spot, and now they're going to the opposite of that. They're a dog. They're not the favorite. They're playing a bad team. They're not playing a good team. And so, again, instincts had me immediately hop on the Broncos here because I think we just saw a Raiders team take advantage of a beat up, injured / sick Browns team. So I think Broncos is the play. What scares me is the quarterback situation. Sean, what is the quarterback situation in Denver?
They're starting Drew Lock, and I cannot bet on Drew Lock, Brian. I just can't do it. If Teddy Bridgewater was starting this game, all in 100%. Love it. I mean, you know, you watch that Bengals game. You remember that play where the lineman just ripped the ball right out of Drew Lock's hands? That's not happening to Teddy Bridgewater. Stuff like that just happens to Drew Lock, and he's just not a good quarterback. He turns the ball over a ton. And this Raiders team, you know, don't tell them that they're out of the playoffs. Don't tell them that they're out of the mid. They randomly kind of show up and bring a little. I don't know. They definitely haven't quit. I don't think their interim head coach is anything special, but he has gotten them up for some games. I think I like the Raiders here a lot, actually, at -1. I mean, again, anytime I can fade Drew Lock, I'm doing it. Drew Lock on the road. Come on, that's my entire handicap.
I just think they're going to be able to run the ball. I think they can go in there, hand the ball off, keep it simple, let the defense play and do their thing against the Raiders. Maybe I'm being foolish, but give me the Broncos. Sunday Night Football, Washington heads to Dallas, where the Cowboys laying 10.5, minus 475 on the money line. Washington football team plus 350, 47's the total. Washington's got to have a lot of people coming back off the COVID list, so that's a positive. And the Cowboys just don't look like a team that can. Everything I said about Dakota Rain and that offense, I take back. They don't look like they're going to win any shootouts anytime soon. And, you know, once again, the football team with nobody only lost by 10 to an Eagles team that's looking pretty good right now.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that compliment.
Offense is looking better than the Cowboys offense.
I do.
And so
Cowboys offense looks really bad. I mean, Zeke
using some transitive property bullshit. I think I like fading the Cowboys as usual, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, what scares me is that the Tuesday turnaround for this team. But I think to your point, since so many guys were off, didn't play last week for Washington, I think they end up getting a lot of those guys back, and that ends up being the difference. So I don't think the Tuesday thing will impact them as much here. I think they get the cover. I don't know about. I wouldn't play the money line for this Washington team. And again, their D line is pretty good, and Jordan Mailata didn't have his best game. So I think that Washington defensive line can create some havoc for the Cowboys. And we saw, I mean, that horrible pick six by Dak against the WFTs. Like they really, Dallas, their offense really struggles. And I think Washington's defense kind of has them figured out at least enough to cover this 10.5.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, this seems too obvious. Maybe we watch these games too closely, but Washington, this is a great spot. Monday Night Football, Miami heads to New Orleans, two party cities right here. And somehow not any real COVID issues for these teams. Saints -3, -165 on the money line. Dolphins +145, 38.5, just monster low total. Service Academy total almost, Sean.
That is funny. Why is it so low?
Both teams are going to play defense, and both teams have offenses you don't necessarily trust.
Yeah,
I just, if you're going to say they're similar teams, you like the home defense better, but which quarterback do you like more? Taysom Hill has not been good, and they're coming off the game that they get up for every year. So there's a natural letdown spot here. And for whatever reason, Flores has this team rocking and rolling, and they seem to be buying in, and they need every win. So again, motivation, everything I give edges to Miami. The only part is like the coaching edge again, like Sean Payton. Is he going to be dialed in? Because if he is, I think I might lean to the Saints, but I'm taking the dog.
Well, and he was out last game, and they still got the win against Tampa Bay. But yeah, this to me is just more a situational thing, right? New Orleans played the game of the year, beat the Bucks, and now it's a letdown city back at home, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't love taking Tua, obviously, but they just keep winning. Yeah. And granted they didn't get the cover against the Jets, but still. They're looking competent, and it's all situational. To me, it just seems like such a massive letdown spot here for the Saints, for them to come out flat. And again, their offense still struggled pretty hard against that Bucks team. Their defense played great, but that's an effort thing. That's a like getting up for the game thing, and I don't see that here. I mean, I don't like going against New Orleans at home on Monday night, but I think situationally you got to do it.
I love that you're on Tua, Road Big Ben, Zach Wilson laying points, Kyle Shanahan on the road laying points, and Matt Ryan laying points this week. Sean, good luck. You've done a lot of damn. I mean, you've just put yourself in a situation where you're going to be, nothing is going to be settled until the last second. Nothing. I do like the Miami angle though. Like it feels like Miami is going to be. Miami's in the bucket of teams that could be that like late closer who goes on a playoff run at this point. Cause I think they can do enough on defense. And I think Tua,
I can't see Tua winning a playoff game, Ron. I think they're the team that comes in hot and then just lays a complete turd once, they run out of steam once they hit the playoffs.
Again,
assuming they get in.
Rank your top 14 quarterbacks. 7 from each conference. You're going to get to bet against some of them in the playoffs. All right, Sean. It's Lock Dog Tease. Oh man, I'm looking for the music.
Lock Dog Tease, of course, brought to you by PrizePicks.com. Promo code SGP for the 100% deposit bonus. DFS simplified. PrizePicks.com.
Happy birthday.
All right, so I'm going to do it. First lock is going to be Atlanta -6.
Yeah, how do you not lock them up?
I'm just last week I didn't go and fire off with the clear gut plays. This week I'm doing that because for my dog, I was pretty chalky to start, and then I got a little bit more dog friendly. Sean, we're taking the Washington football team. They're going to be a bunch of guys coming off the COVID list, and this Cowboys team looks like shit. I'm not doing a good job identifying small dogs, so I'm just going back to the big dogs. Give me the football team against the Cowboys. They hate the Cowboys. This big game should not be 350. For my tease, I told you start it up with Green Bay, so we'll do that. The next leg, I told you let's go Buffalo up to 8. That seems like a clear spot. And then I told you I liked it. even though I took Cincinnati, no, I'm not gonna go against. That's bad juju. All right, last leg. Let's tease Minnesota up to 9.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Famous last words. Let's tease Minnesota. Second lock, Buffalo +2. I think you're giving Josh Allen his arm back, and he can now throw the ball. I love it. I think this is going to be a great game, but I think Josh Allen wins. And you're telling me Josh Allen as a road dog, 9-3-2 in his career. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. TB12. No, TB11, Tampa Bay -11.
Oh,
I mean, doesn't get any chalkier than that, but this Carolina team is done. And the Tampa Bay's defense is going to have a field day with Cam Newton, or if injured Sam Darnold comes back and makes a little run for them. For my dog, God, I like the Bears again, but I'm refusing to play them as a dog. And you already took Washington. Dare I say the Pittsburgh Steelers? That's kind of crazy, but this, oh man. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'm with you, Ryan. Big dogs or nothing. Give me Pittsburgh money line. Let's go. For my tease, give me Green Bay -1, Atlanta as a pick, and then I'm stealing your Minnesota +9. For my second lock, ooh, I really like Arizona -1, but I might. I mean, I do like that angle of fading teams coming off Tuesday as well. Minnesota is interesting. Washington +10.5 is, I mean, that's a shit ton of points, but they're also coming off the Tuesday. I'll stay away from that. Oh, Raiders -1. Come on, your lock. What am I doing here?
Oh, Jesus.
Old staples. Play the quarterbacks, Ryan. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. You just put Derek Carr and Tom Brady in the same category.
Locks. That's right. Let's do it. Thank you guys as always for tuning in to the Sports Gambling Podcast. Give us a follow on Twitter @Gambling Podcast. Leave a nice rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify now has ratings. So toss us a rating. I think it's only on mobile right now, but send in a screenshot of you sending in a rating. Tweet us @Gambling Podcast, and that'll also go for your chance to win free gear every Monday, aka Merch Monday.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
No, fuck the Cowboys this week especially.
Kramer, let it ride.